Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Now, as y'all know, there's been a back and forth with Russell Westbrook and the media and fans. This has been going on all season long. Even though Russell Westbrook won't admit it, because he hasn't admitted it publicly yet, there were very high expectations for the Lakers going into this season the moment he joined the team. Hell, the Lakers already had high expectations when they had LeBron and Anthony Davis. So just imagine adding another top 75 player to that roster. Obviously, you're going to have championship expectations. And as one of the reasons going into this season, I think the Lakers had the second best odds to win the entire thing. Certainly, they had the best odds to come out of the Western Conference. So there were expectations there. And the fact of the matter is this: him and the team simply have underperformed this season. There's just no two ways to say it. The Lakers have had a terrible season. There's just no, you can't slice it any other way. And Russell Westbrook himself has had a bad time, a bad season with the Lakers. There's no denying that. Any objective person can tell you that if you just go look at his numbers and his performances this season, you can't deny it. And it's one of the reasons that he has become one of the biggest punchlines in the NBA all season long, to the point where people have given him this moniker, which is now Russell Westbrook. And the name that he was given was basically birthed out of the fact that Russell Westbrook shot so many bricks this season, missed so many layups, and missed so many open dunks. I mean, if you think about it, an NBA player at that level to miss as many layups and dunks that Russell Westbrook has missed this season, you'd be hard-pressed to find another player that did that at his level, a top 75 player. So Russell Westbrook has played terribly this season, if we're just being honest. And we saw that on Undisputed when Skip Bayless and these guys would put together these lowlights. I mean, there was some head-scratching plays that Russell Westbrook made this season, and his turnovers, oh my God. He had some turnovers this season that really made you say, man, is this guy even on the same court with these guys? So that name wasn't just something that they made up because they just wanted to make up a name about Russell Westbrook. He really earned that name if we're talking about his play. However, it seems as if Russell Westbrook is now finally reaching his breaking point, and this name calling, or him being called Russell Westbrook, is really beginning to affect him and his family. And I was just listening to him this morning during a post-game interview after the game that they played. They just lost a game. I forgot the team that they played against. And a reporter asked him about this thing about the name calling and all of this. And he really opened up in a way that I really haven't heard Russell Westbrook open up before. So for those of you guys who missed some of his comments, I want you guys to take a listen to some of the things that Russell Westbrook had to say about him being made fun of as it pertains to his last name and his family. Take a listen to some of the things that he had to say here.
I think, for one, I 100% stand behind my wife and how she's feeling, because it's not just about this year. Right now, she's reached a point, and my family has reached a point to where it's really weighing on them. And it's very unfortunate, just for me personally, because this is just a game. This is just a game. This is not end-all, be-all. And when it comes to basketball, I don't mind the criticism of missing and making shots, but the moment it becomes where my name is getting shamed, it becomes a issue. I've kind of let it go in the past, just because it never really bothered me, but it really kind of hit me the other day. Honestly, I was, me and my wife was at teacher-parent conference for my son, and the teacher told me, she's like, Noah, he's so proud of his last name. He writes it everywhere. He writes it on everything. He tells everybody, he walks around and says, I'm Westbrook, that's his last name. And I kind of sat there in shock, and it hit me like, damn, like I can no longer allow people, for example, Westbrook to me is now shaming, like it's shaming my name. It's my legacy for my kids. It's a name that means more, not just to me, but to my wife, to my mom, my dad, the ones that kind of paved the way for me. And that's just one example, man. That kind of hit myself and my wife in a place where it's not great, man. And you know, I think a lot of times, you know, I let it slide, but it's now time to put a stop to that and put it on notice. Like, there's a difference, and we need to make sure that it's understood. And every time I do hear it now, I will make sure that I address it. And
here are my thoughts on this matter. I think that fans have a right to express their displeasure in his play this season. They have a right. You know why? Because they support the team, especially supporters. They have the right. It's their right. They're fans. They pay money. They watch games. So they have the right to have an opinion and critique the players. I totally understand that. And as well, the underperformance of this team, I think fans also have a right to talk about that as well. The team has underperformed and people have a right to complain about that. There's no two ways about that. I think that is the case. I also think that Russell Westbrook has brought a lot of this on himself because of his defiant attitude and the way he's been dismissive with the media and some fans. You don't have to look too far back. Well, just a few days ago when I think fans were complaining and they asked him, like, Russell Westbrook, do you take any of this home with you? He's like, no, I don't take it home. They can take it home with them. Like, so it's not like as if Russell Westbrook is some innocent bystander here. He brought a lot of this on himself, right? He brought a lot of this on himself. He's not an innocent bystander. I also agree with his wife coming to his defense because that's what any good woman would do, right? Any good woman that you're with is going to defend you. If she's good, she'll defend you. She's not going to just sit there and let it all happen to you. So she's defending her husband, but she's also defending her family because she bears that last name, and her family, her children also bear the last name. So I totally agree with that as well, right? I'm just giving you guys all of the different vantage points in this entire scenario here. And I also believe that the media has an obligation to tell it like they see it. I also believe that is also very important. However, I do think by making fun of his last name, I think that's just a little bit disrespectful in my personal opinion. I just think it's unnecessary. I think it's unnecessary. Like, you can say what you have to say about the guy without doing that. Now, obviously, some people are going to disagree with me. And let me say this: you guys you have 100% right. You're 100% right to disagree with me. I'm not here to argue with you about that. If you disagree with me, that is totally fine because it's your opinion and this is just my opinion. I just think, however, there's a way to criticize a guy without really, criticizing his last name to the point where his family members are, affected by that. I think that is unnecessary. But obviously, some people are going to disagree with me. Some people are going to say, hey, listen, man, this is what you signed up for. You're an NBA player. You're making tens of millions of dollars every single year, literally what these guys are making. It's par for the course. It's what comes with it. But to me, it's just not something I would do. But this is just me, and this is just my opinion. And really, this video is for the audience. So what I really want to know is, what do you guys think about all of this? What do you think about the comments that Russell Westbrook made? What do you think about the points that I made? And ultimately, what's going to be your ultimate decision? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We definitely catch you guys on the next episode.